Christianne here, introducing you to this 4 video series which has its aim to support a more relatable relationship. Look at that. To the very intimate aspect of ourselves that is the subtle body. As such, a relationship is key in helping us restore balance of body and mind. We will do this by exploring the chakra system from the most basic approach. And by that I mean by bringing our curiosity to the elements and their qualities, while simultaneously aligning our bodies and minds with a well-informed yoga practice. Hello again. So the first pose that we will do is a variation of Virasana. And what that means is we are going to open up the fronts of our thighs to the degree that we're able to today. So we'll be gentle and kind through the process, as always, listening to the body for what it needs. Let's go ahead and take one of our blankets. Let's open it up like so. Make sure that there's no wrinkles in it. And let's lie on our side. Either side will do. We'll eventually hit both. And as you come to the side, go ahead and come up onto your forearm here. And make sure that the shoulders is nicely aligned, that you're not dumping into the shoulder, but you're using the forearm, the upper arm, and the shoulder to support a lift through the bottom side of the body. Yeah? And then from here, go ahead and align your body so that there's an opening here to the pelvic region. And then let your legs lengthen out straight from that. Now once you have this, go ahead and take the bottom, take your boom boom, as we have in my native tongue to describe your buttocks, and draw them in slightly. So you're not squeezing the muscles, you're just drawing them forward to create more of a length through the pelvic region. From there, begin to bend your top leg, drawing the foot back towards that boom boom area. And then the knee of the top leg stay on the same plane as the bottom knee, so it doesn't move forward. Okay? And then from here, if you can catch the foot, wonderful, bring it in towards you. And then as you do, notice that there's a tendency to bend from the crease of the hip, but instead, really what you want is to open that area. So draw that top thigh down up towards the heel of that bottom foot. Yeah? So from the top of the thigh, you're lengthening down. And if you can't catch the foot, that's quite all right. Just pretend you have a wall behind you and you're pressing that foot onto the wall. You will feel the glute, the boom boom engage, yeah? And you also feel more of an opening through that thigh. So wherever you are, go ahead and take a hold of the ankle if it's there for you. Make sure that you're not straining through the jaw or the neck. And then just take a few breaths here. Continue to open a little bit more, so whether you have the hook or not, that you are lengthening. This has a very grounding effect on us, which is really where we're starting with Muladhara Chakra. And then from here, go ahead and release. And then we swing on over to the second side. So same idea as before. You want to feel well supported at the base. So that forearm is serving as a kickstand of sorts, yeah? To hold you up. And the shoulder is well placed in its socket. The whole side body is lengthening. And then the legs are lengthening from that. The back draws in. The front of the abdomen area is really lengthening quite a bit, and you engage in those legs fully. Then from here, if it's there for you, to bend that leg and catch a hold of the foot, by all means do that. But that is not necessary. You can just bend the leg You create this little L shape of sorts and envision a wall behind you where you can press into. So the interesting thing here is to create length. This area is usually compressed. And when there's compression in the area, then there will be some imbalance in the chakra system. Yeah. So we want to open. We want to allow circulation to move through freely. So catching the foot, if it's there or not. And if it feels a little wobbly, that's all right. You can also work with this, of course, standing with your hand up against the wall if balance is a challenge. And we're going to go into the actual pose, Virasana pose. For those of you whose knees are feeling quite happy today, yeah? And for those of you who are not, you just repeat this once more. So then let's go ahead and release that. And then for those of you who are feeling confident with your knees today, then I want you to take your second blanket. And see, I already did this because that's how I was sitting for the intro. So basically, we'll take the blanket and from a typical Tadasana shape, you will do a threefold so that it's long, light, so. And then take that to the very top of the other blanket. Maybe scoot it down right about here. And then you're going to bring your knees are probably going to have to be on the ground because when you sit, you don't want to sit on the blanket. You want your torso to be on the blanket. You may not need the blanket at all if you're quite open in this area. Otherwise, I find it very helpful to have support under my ankles, and I also find it helpful to have the support for my spine. But you're sitting down, rooting down. Okay? So this alone may be more than plenty, yeah? And it may be too much. So you just do the lateral opening once more on each side while we sit here. So the idea is that the knees are converging towards one another, the opening of the front of the thigh, provided you're feeling really confident with this and open enough to move back a little bit, maybe even to your forearms. You do that. And then from here, you tuck your boom boom again under towards your knees so as to create that length that we talked about here. And then if it's there for you, take it all the way down. The arms can come up, cross the arms, up and over the head like so. And again. So now that you've had a chance to bring your attention to the earth element via the asana practice of Virasana, hero's pose, I will invite you to contemplate on a few items related to the earth element. What does earth give you? Without it, what do you miss out on? Each of the elements, they have a set of qualities unique to them alone. What would you say is Earth's unique quality? And last but not least, which chakra corresponds to the element Earth? So Earth gives us weight. Without it, we miss out on foundation, on structure. Earth, unlike any of the other elements, it is solid. And the chakra that is related to Earth is the first chakra, Mudlahara.